Here's a little piece of wisdom I find universally applicable, and it's really simple. We call it the 48-hour rule. And that means you're going along, you're doing something, and then all of a sudden new information comes. Let's say somebody gives you really good advice. Or let's say for me, let's say I'm working on a script, I've been working on it, I really like it, but somebody comes in with a whole other idea, like, whoa, it throws me off a lot. And it may be good ideas too, but how does it fit in and all that? Or you have you're making a big negotiation to buy something big, and it seems really great. Well, if you really know what you have to do, then you do it. But a lot of times, oh, you're kind of weighing it out. In moments like these, give it yourself what we call the 48-hour rule. Now, the 48 hours is subjective, depending on the issue. Sometimes it could be a lot shorter, sometimes a little longer, depending on how big the deal is. But in principle, by giving yourself that 48-hour rule, so-called, you're letting your subconscious have a look at things. You let it settle, and then little details that in the rush of the moment you couldn't decide or you forget to see, they'll just naturally crop up. So, for example, let's say my scripts, if somebody said, that character should do so-and-so, and it may be a wonderful idea. However, what that person's not considering is in the totality of the script, there's, half a dozen characters, and what one person does kind of ripples through for the rest of it. So you want to think it through. You allow yourself time to think it through. You allow your subconscious to think it through, and that's what the 48-hour rule is. So, for example, in one case, I had a really good deal with negotiation about this job. Okay, everything was fine, and I said, luckily, I learned, okay, I like everything, but let me sit on it, sleep overnight on it. Okay, so then the next morning, I thought, I forgot to consider this. The traveling time, because this place was 45 minutes away and back and forth every day, and so there's usually a formula I have, like half my normal rate for just the traveling time to just to be there at the job. And then there was another consideration about what would happen if the thing failed, or they didn't use the idea. Then what happens? And so I brought it up at the next meeting, and the person was just perfectly fine. Oh yes, of course, sure, And so I'm so glad I gave it the 48-hour rule to have a chance to sit on these kind of things and let it percolate up. So allow yourself to have that kind of freedom of your subconscious having a say on things, because then your intuitive sense, your intuitive body will also have a say, not only your rational logical part. So allow yourself that 48-hour rule.